Experience backstage access, meet the pros, and explore muscle building insights. VNM-tv, the latest bodybuilding news.
You know, because this is one of those things where you invest in a lot of time and money into the sport. And for me, I have to be realistic. It's like, do you think that, like, I was questioning myself. I was like, man, especially after I did the Flex Pro and I took 4th. And I was like, man, these guys that much better than me, but the Flex Pro was just a major disaster with the guy that I was working with. When you're working with someone, I understand that you have to trust their judgment, but at the same time, if you know how your body works and what works for you, that person has to use that combination to make you better. And I just think that last week, Dave just kind of went a little bit overboard. Where, the first year I worked with him, we did great because, he was like, I told him, this is what worked for me. Just a certain aspect that I don't understand, and that's where I need your help. But as far as the nutrition aspect, I know what food works best for me. And, I wanted to stick with that. Last week he decided to try, carbing me up with cream of rice. Me and wet carbs just don't do great. It's great in the off season, especially when I'm training. Cream of rice, all that stuff. But getting ready for a competition, sweet potatoes is like my best friend. I could get dry in no time. And we started carbing up with wet carbs, and the funny thing was, I was in Venice training, and I got up that morning and I was just like, didn't even look at myself. I knew I spilled over. It was like, I'm laying in bed, I got up and I was like, oh, fuck. It's like, spill over.
You're feeling it, your body just tells you,
So I hopped in my car, drove to the gym to meet Charles Glass and Dave, and he's like, how do you feel? I was like, I spilled over. He goes, how do you know? I was like, dude, I just know. I was like, I didn't even look at myself yet. And I started posing, they were like, oh, shit, yeah, just a little phlegm of water. I was like, yeah, I knew that the minute I woke up. And I was like, all I need for you is to fix this by the Arnold. We fixed it by the Arnold, but, I was just kind of like, oh, listen, man, I wanted to start this year off right, and it just didn't go as planned. That's like I'm gonna have surgery, and after that, I'm gonna work with somebody else. I don't believe in, keep going at it with one person if it's not working for you. This is a business. Actually,
but as a coach, I think you should be understanding that the person wants to make progress, and if together it ain't happening next year, it ain't happening. I would tell you, like, man,
do that.
Man, I've reached a point where my secret doesn't work more for you. You gotta find another secret.
That's what happened.
It would be quite selfish,
me and Dave, we're still good friends, but for me, it was like, dude, I can't keep doing this show after show, expecting a result, and then it's not happening.
Of course, it's still 101. You can't expect doing always the same thing with another outcome. You will always get the same outcome if you keep doing the same thing that's different.
Yeah, because I did the same thing. I worked with George my first year, one show. I was like, this is my pro debut. I'm leaving it up to you. Didn't work. I said, thank you, I gotta go. And I worked with Dave for 1 year. I was like, this is not working. I gotta go. I was like, I don't believe in investing all that time.
But I got to know your body first. No, it was just the first time. You probably heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah. I'm like, no. This is your profession.
Give me some time to get to know your body.
Like, if you paying somebody, a ton of money to get you ready, and they're still trying to figure you out, I can do that on my own.
They take 10 years to figure it out. I'm
like, I could figure myself out in that time frame. But maybe I talked to Chris. Chris was like, no problem. It's all about the diet. He's like, just send me pictures. I want pictures of you in the worst possible light. He goes, I want to make you look good in the bad light. So when you walk in
Then you know,
good
of
light,
course, yeah.
I was just like, I kind of like this from the get-go.
So are you doing anything different to work on your back?
You know what, man? It's been good. I've been working with Charles. En
Kom op.
Ga dan.
Hallo.
Ga dan. Ja, hij staat op rood, maar ga dan.
Ja, maar ze staan ervoor, joh. Ja, jammer dan.
They don't want to go.
this is only after working with Charles for 5 weeks.
I think they're going to see something different at the Olympic this time. Yeah, because everybody was like, yeah, if only can get his back a little bit thicker, this and that, a little bit fullness here, but it's going to be something at the Olympia.
It's only 5 weeks
Yeah.
of, working with him. So, I told myself I just need to get back home and settle into a regular training regimen because I'm planning to go back out to Venice from May until the Olympia to train.
Oh, nice, nice.
So if, Chris doing my diet and having Charles, I'd be good.
That's her? Okay. Yeah. I wish it was me. Take your poster.
Oh, nice.
See you later.
I was 250, and when I left to go to the Arnold, I was 272 in 6 weeks.